we have serious issues that we're dealing with in Nigeria at the moment, critical challenges, you know. It's been a long time coming, but I mean, it just keeps getting worse. From killings, kidnappings, banditry, series of terrorist activities just happening like it's no man's business. You know, not to talk of, you know, economic hardship that the people have to suffer. People are suffering, you know, they can hardly feed their families, you know, and high cost of living, you know, food insecurity, you know, lack of employment, you know, bad roads. You know, the youth are just on the streets, nothing is happening, lack of proper education, bad health care, you know, we can go on and on and on and on, you know, but I think the greatest challenge of all, the biggest issue that we have is that we are at home with these problems. And it happens and it's like, oh yeah, it's our normal, you know. And for instance, you can hear that, you just wake up and you see that people have died. You hear that people have died. Take Jos, for example, and, you know, people just died, you know. And before I even talk about the government, you know, pretending that these things don't happen, or before you even have, you know, our leaders come out to address these issues. I mean, I'm even talking about us for now. You know, how it just feels like that we have now accepted that, look, this is just it. This is how we are living now, you know. And we talk about it, you know, like I'm doing now, which is great, which we must continue to do. Because when we even now stop talking about it, that is when we are done for. That is when there is now real biggie. So we must just continue to speak and create awareness about these things. But what I'm saying is, yes, we talk about it, you know, but then moving on, we move on to the next crisis. And we talk about that next crisis and we move on to the next, because then they just keep piling up and it just keeps happening. And it just feels like, oh yeah, that's it. That's how it is. That's how we're living. And it's just so, it's too much. It's too much. And it's also why, like, I decided to just take a break, you know, just say, look, I was dealing with my personal issues, but, you know, I'm also like, look, Baba, just stay back. It's too much. You know, you wake up and every day it's just like you're ranting, and then it now it begins to look like, you know, you just want to rant and you just want to complain. But these things are happening and we cannot pretend that they are not happening. It cannot become our normal. It must not. And I also see a lot of that Naija spirit, that Naija mentality in it, which sometimes is a blessing, but other times a curse. You know, that if you've been as a Naija boy, we must survive. Anything happen, go back, we move on, not to the next one. You know, if I feel live for Naija, I feel live for anywhere, I feel survive for anywhere. You feel me? Is that mentality, you know? So we have conditioned ourselves to adapt to any hardship. So we're not trying to be cool. We're not trying to adapt to a situation or a country where things just work naturally. Things are just great. And I mean, yeah, every country has their own challenges, but like that, a country that at least provides an enabling environment for you to even succeed. So now it's not even about succeeding. A lot of Nigerians have given up on succeeding. Is just to survive. It's just about surviving for them. That let me even see something to eat this morning. If I can eat this morning, tomorrow we move. We know what to do tomorrow. We cannot continue to live like that, you know, because that is where most of the problem comes from, because we are at home with it, and because the government then realizes that, they see that, you know, and then there are tactics of distraction here and there and moving on, and it's all right, it's all cool, it's all boogie. And it's not to say that we also do not have our own responsibilities to make the country a better place. It's not to say that also that we are perfect. I'm not perfect. I have a lot of things that, you know, are wrong with me, a lot of things that I would like to work on, and a lot of things, I've made bad decisions. I've made, you know, So I'm not speaking from a place of perfection, and I'm not saying that the people are perfect. But that's the difference, you see. The government, on the other hand, do not even understand the concept of taking accountability and responsibility. To them, they cannot even make any wrong. And to them, they believe that they are doing the people a favor. And to them, they think that, oh, whatever we throw at you, you should accept it because you do not even understand how much it takes for us to be ruling you, to be ruling this, to be piloting the affairs of Nigeria. To them, they are doing us it's a great honor that they are serving us. So our leaders do not understand the concept of leadership. They do not understand the concept of sacrifice and selflessness. And if they do not understand that, how can the country be better? How can we honestly expect that things will be better? You have politicians embezzling billions in dollars. Embezzling billions in dollars. You know, those are the people that want to own up to whatever is happening in the country, that they should be able to. And what baffles me, what worries me is that, you see, some of these issues are things that can be avoided. Some of these things are things that we can actually do better on. We can actually solve. But because for them, if they do solve those problems, there is no way for them to embezzle the money that they are embezzling. They would rather not. And they would rather not. I mean, and all of this tragedy would happen, and for you to even get a statement from the president or from the governors or from, those in charge, it's work for them. They do not feel that they owe the people an explanation. They do not feel that they owe the people a daily update as to how things are happening in the country. So, yeah, is why I'm just like, which after this video, I'll hide again. Because my head just they do bang, 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 like every day. Like, I see things, I'm like, waiting this up, and I'm like, how many things we won't talk? It's just like you're saying the same thing over and over again, and you are repeating the same thing. So like, what next? What's the next thing that we want to do? What's the right thing that we should do? So for as long as God, it is well, and this is also part of it. That's our default. That's our default setting. God, the next thing we say is it is well. It is well. We'll go survive. I just want to appeal to our consciousness as a people. This cannot become our normal. We cannot let it become our normal. And to the people that have platforms, to the people that are, we all have our social media accounts, and we can all do whatever we wish to do with these accounts, But what I'm saying is, to those that have become successful, on social media, that somehow you are succeeding, not even just social media, like you are succeeding or you're excelling because of the people that God has used to help you attain lofty heights. So you have fans and you have people that look up to you. And so I'm not, so support whoever you want to support. If you like what the government is doing, definitely, say the good things that you like that the government is doing and all of that. But always just remember that the people that God has used to bless you are suffering. They are suffering. And, think about it also this way, that these things, this insecurity and these killings and all of these things might not affect you now, but what about tomorrow? You might think you have protection, you have backing, it can never touch you. We don't know what will happen. We don't know how it could happen. But we wouldn't need to worry about that if the country is actually working, if we actually have leaders that are actively working to ensure that the life of every Nigerian is secured, that they are actually providing adequate security so that we don't need to worry whether if it be you tomorrow, if it not be me tomorrow. Okay. Bye for now.